Hey there, it's Chris. Welcome back to what should be the final painting episode of the Kai Shulin project. I can speak today. Where in the last video you saw, we finally went ahead and finished off the camouflage. We got the decal work on the arm guard there. Everything is now finished. It looks good. I'm really happy with this. And the reason why I phrased this as the last video that you saw was in the video that camera's not down. There we go. In the video that you didn't see, we went ahead and actually painted the rifle. And the reason you didn't see that video was because when I went to turn off the recording I had done of it, it turns out it only recorded 28 seconds worth of video. So that video is now gone. So it is what it is. We're going to deal with this. I'm going to get my whole kind of situation set up over here again, and we'll go over what actually happened on that. And it actually wasn't that complicated, but we're going to go over that whole session. So let's go and get ourselves kind of situated here. Oop. Let's go facing forward for this. We can have you down there. We can slide this stuff over. It's going to be nice having the blank background makes the colors come out easier to see. So all we did on the rifle, what you missed in the last session that decided not to record itself, was for the metallic section on here, we went and did 2 coats on each of the 2 colors. The metallic section is the lighter of the 2 black colors, just did 2 coats on that. As for the wooden red, the wooden kind of brown color, we just used the straight brown paint. If you remember, the hair is large part of that is the brown paint. If you watched the Bang Shishigami project earlier, when I did his hair, it was largely with the brown. And brown itself, for some reason, doesn't cover well at all. It comes out extremely streaky, which when trying to recreate the wooden grains on the rifle here, that wound up actually being a virtue, not a vice. So I just did what this would usually take if you want maybe probably 4 coats of the brown for it to actually look nice, solid, good color. I have 2 coats on here, and because of that, it still kind of has some of that kind of blotchy streakiness to it. So it kind of mimics the wood grains that are going through it. It actually wound up working out really well. So I'm super happy with it. I'm just not happy that this only recorded 28 seconds, and I'm looking, and this is recording right now. So this is good. So really, this was going to be my final session, and I was going to do everything else off camera, but we can't end on a session that disappears. So we can't do that. So I have 2 things I want to get done today. First is looking at the face. The one thing I've been saying over and over again, I really kind of want to do, or I've been kind of hemming and hawing, should I do it, should I not do it? I want to put the eyeliner over the eyes. I had modeled out space to have the eyeliner up here. If you look real close, that's part of what makes Kai. And it's going to work out. I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work out. If for no other reason, then I'm going to be doing this the very first thing. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to paint right back over it again, and you'll never know. So because this is actually going to be on camera, you know it's going to be good. Otherwise, you will never see it. Otherwise, the other thing we did not have time for doing, because we did the 2 coats on the rifle, not 1, was on the back. We never put the sniper symbol on the back. So I did remember earlier, we did a very tiny rendition of that, kind of on the medallion on the front here. But you do get the full sniper symbol that comes back here in the game. Again, every class has something. Your shock troopers have a symbol, your lancers have a symbol, scouts have a symbol. The symbol on here is the symbol of sniper. So we need to have that on the back. So really, that's all I have left to accomplish here. After that, it's just making a base. And as I keep saying every single time it comes up, I'm not sure what I'm doing on the base. So next session could be kind of interesting. But anyway, let's get this kind of set up. And for this, I'm not sure. It looks like it's darkish, but again, she's coming with dark hair color, so I'm just going to make the eyeliner the same color as the hair here. So we're just going to go with not that brown. We have our mixed brown. over here, which hopefully is still good. It's been a couple days since I've had to use this, so we're just gonna hope a little bit. And before I start out, let me make sure we're actually still recording. We are, and we're still on camera, and I want to be at a very comfortable spot on camera here because this is going to be extremely kind of fine stuff that I have to do. I can't have this camera zoomed down any more than that. That is as zoomed as it can get. So, okay, that will work. So let's see what we can do. And try not to get all of my face in this shot, because I feel like that happens more than it should. Okay, so it gets a little bit wider as it gets to the end, and then it comes back down again. But it doesn't come all the way. It kind of makes a little kind of point part way down. Okay, it's not so bad. I don't know why I keep worrying about this. It's one of those, I like how the face was, and when you have something you like, you don't want to risk doing something to it. So you kind of be a little more risk averse. But no, it works. It works. The goal, though, is to try to make things smooth. And it comes up just a little bit more. I have something kind of like that. She's winking right now. It's only on one side. We need to even this out. Not so good right now. All right, so we get side number 2. Once again, kind of try to smooth out some of these shapes. Actually, it is making her look more like Kai, which is good. That's what we have. Okay, that's not bad. A little bit of eyeliner. It does highlight things a little bit, so that's nice. Whoop! Knocking stuff over. That was the brown. Brown is gone. Okay, we're gonna. Adding a couple little pieces on the side here. Come on. Give up the ghost brush. You can do it. She has a little bit of that going. And now, is there anything else that goes with this while I'm looking at it? No, that's kind of, again, that's one of those things I've kind of been fearing for a while, because again, I liked how the face was before, and no, this does help enhance things. It draws the eye more towards the eyes, which is what we want. So I'm okay with this. Now there is a line drawn at the crease of kind of the top of the eyelid, but I'm not sure that's necessary. I think this is going to be enough on that front. So, all right, does that read when we have a hat on? This does read with the hat on. And yeah, it does help make it look more like her. So, kudos to that. I do need a little bit more on this though. Okay, now we go, okay, we're 90% of the way there. If we do just a little bit more. You know what? I'm not gonna. It has a couple little brush strokes that come off. I'm not gonna do any more. I like where it is. That took probably 5 minutes. Look at that. I'm 10 minutes into recording. I've finished 1 out of 2 elements I'm gonna do. Okay. So, just for your viewing pleasure, you can see there's a hat over there. Let me put this on the ground so you can see that too. I'm gonna go clean out this brush. So give me 1 second here. Oh, so upset about that rifle. You've ever seen the movie True Lies? And he gets like near the end of the movie, the big bad. He gets the nuclear warhead. He has the weapon. He's giving his broadcast to the world, saying, "Yeah, we got the stuff." And the guy recording on the camera, he's just kind of staring there, and all he sees the low battery warning. And then, as the big bad keeps talking, like the low battery keeps getting lower and lower and lower, and finally it's just gone. And he's standing there, kind of pretending to record because it's not doing anything. The guy's talking. And I just felt like that cameraman. I'm not gonna lie, just like the heart sinks. It's like, oh no, this rifle came out so good, and we got nothing from it. No. All right. So what do we have? So now we have. So moving on from that, let's go back to this. Looking at the back, that looks like it's mostly the colorization. Let me grab a brush. Oh, I don't even know what brush it. Ooh, I don't even know what type of brush I want to use. Looking at the color of that up there, I'm going to get better at pointing at the camera. It looks like it's the approximation of what I have in here. So I think this is, I had 2 very kind of similar kind of gray tanny browns in storage here. One of them was this one here that I had actually used for this was starting to harden out. So this might be the other one I'd set aside. I'm not 100% sure, but we're just gonna go with that one. And most smart people would go and kind of draw this out with a pencil and kind of, no, I'm just gonna freehand this. And we're just gonna hope that this all works. Okay, so we need a circle that starts kind of down here and goes to up there. So we're just gonna start, I'm just gonna start very rough with like almost a line sketch image, and then we're gonna bulk the thing out from there. And that's kind of the process. I'm not gonna just do one completely. We're going to kind of draw something, paint, whatever, something like that. Because this way, if something isn't actually circular or something doesn't feel right, I can then go and kind of make finer adjustments on it. I do also have the other colors, so if things also don't work, I can just... I don't think I picked up any paint on that one. And this is bad, because I have my glasses on during this too, this time. So I should be able to see that. Okay, so that's actually not bad for a circle. I think we're on the wider end of things, so I can bring it in. I think I'm gonna need glasses off. I apologize if my face gets all in here. It's what it's going to kind of have to be. Wow, I need to get my face in here. This is not good. Yeah, so as I had mentioned in the video you didn't see, looking forward to the stand that she's going to be on, or the base, or whatever it is you want to call it, that she's going to have. I'm thinking, just because I really don't have any hard convictions on how I want to play that, I think I'm just going to settle for something simple right now. I can always make something. The nice thing with the base is you can always make something later and add to it if I need to. But I think for this, I'm just going to stick with something simple, not super complicated. Maybe just have, it could just be a circular or rectangular base that just kind of, that kind of gravelly kind of path looking, kind of like the one she's standing on in the actual image, which I can scooch back to in just a second. But I think I might just do something simple kind of in that feel. And then I can always, like I said, in the future, if I want to, I can always make something more complicated or more exciting. But no, when you're not sure of something, don't go complicated. Keep things simple. At that point, just keep things simple. That strategy has worked for me for a long time, both at work and on making certain modeling kind of decisions as I go. And I don't think I want to abandon that principle at this point in time. So that might be, so that'll probably be 2 sessions. I'm going to guess it's going to be the same kind of as bang as 1 session to kind of model something out. If I am doing a kind of a gravelly or kind of that dirt path that she's standing on, that will take some time to actually make it look like a dirt kind of path. So that would probably just be 1 day to figure model it, and then 1 day to paint it. And it should be pretty straightforward painting something like that. And then that would be the conclusion of the project. We've been doing this since, I think, end of June? Or end of July? One of those, probably end of July, up till now. So we've been on this for a long time. We've been on this project for some time now. And how is this looking? I can beef this. I can actually beef these up a little bit more. This one is already kind of beefy, but let's just go just a little more on this, again, towards the inside, because it looks like our outside is just fine. And I apologize for the hands once more that you're seeing here. I'm laughing as I'm doing this because I think you've probably noticed at this point, I've been doing this thing I've been doing these videos now for like over half a year. Generally speaking, whenever I come on here, you can probably make a guess as to what I've been working on any given day that I come and do this in my job. In this case, that kind of ground-in look, I try washing that off. It gets some of it, not all of it. But today was taking apart a deck. And, well, yesterday was too, but yeah, no, it wasn't painting this time. We were doing demo stuff, and the hands are, once again, reflecting that reality. And I need to re-get like that lava soap or something that I had before. It used to be really, really good. The stuff I'm using now is not 100% working on everything I try to get it to work on. It just isn't. But yeah, you can usually kind of tell what I'm doing. This was a little sadder project because way back when I first started the home remodeling / carpentry stuff, back, oh boy, that was what, 19 years ago? We'd started with a 1 full year project, and my boss had called me up literally the day before my college graduation saying, hey, we got this big project, come and help with that. So we did that for a year. And then the very next project we did was the deck I'm taking apart right now because we need to resurface it. So it's kind of sad taking apart old work, but at the same time, it's been 18 years, I believe, now at this point, if we're actually doing the math. So it was a synthetic deck cover. but it was also an early model synthetic deck, and I'm looking, they do make them a lot better now, whether you use the Trex, Wolf, AZAC, TimberTech, whatever brand you use. Generally speaking, now if you're doing synthetic deck, there's like a hard coating over kind of a soft, rubbery, plasticky kind of interior. Well, apparently 18 years ago when he did it, is basically that soft plasticky interior, and then they just mold the top on top of that. So there is no harder outer shell. So the original versions of those types of decks just haven't held up over time. And that's kind of the case with this. It was starting to kind of disintegrate over time. Water was getting into it, and it was kind of cracking. So it's sad to see it go, but at the same time, it kind of needed it. It wasn't doing too good. But that's part of things. That's part of the nature of at least my job is things change over time, things get worn down, time has a way of getting to stuff. I haven't seen what was picked out for the new decking surface yet, but I'm sure it's going to be nice. Oh, and we had like nice built-in benches and all that too, like custom done, and it was actually a lot of the stuff we do is kind of custom done, so that's not really a surprise. But before we took that down, it was requested I take the measurements of it and see exactly how we did in the first place, so we can put the exact same things back. So at least there's that. What we did the first time was appreciative. Appreciative. Okay, so we got that in there, and it's very, very difficult to see the outline of anything. So I think this just got more complicated, because I probably need to actually go and put an outline around that so we can actually see it. So normally when I do these types of things, before I get in front of the camera, if I'm doing a clay thing, I kind of figure out what I want to get done with clay. If I'm doing a painting, all of my paints and all that made up, and I'm ready to go, and I know exactly what needs to be done and how to do it. And just looking at this, I think I need to ad-lib something a little bit, because I wasn't prepared 100% for that to not read as well as it is. So, cool. With that in mind, give me 1 second to scroll through my images. So, whoa, that's not what I want. Just so I can maybe have a larger something to look at so that I can then actually make something work. So, here's all. We're going to do it. Here we go. So we have our model ideas. Whoop. What do we have? We have, where's your back view? Open with. Photo viewer. Alright, so what are we dealing with? Whoa, zoom in too far. So it's almost like it's a darker kind of, same kind of toned, it's just going to be a little bit darker. Okay. Do we have something in there that can do that? I have the pure silver. That's not going to fit that bill very well. Yep, that's the version I probably should have been using. This is the one that's down there, and I can already see that has hardened in here. That was also done like 3 weeks ago, so that's probably kind of expected. I could use the red. I could use the red on that, and that would get the job done. Well, let me do that. We have the red. All right, I need the super fine brush. We 100% do not want these glasses on. All right, are we tilted down in the right place? Kind of. I come in here. Kind of. I'm going to apologize if I'm tilting things slightly away from you. The feet on this, on the camera, do kind of get in the way sometimes of tilting things up. but we're gonna do what we can. I didn't grab any paint from the beginning. Alright, there we go. Alright, can we do this? I'm just putting it down on this section. I know this section is already has that red color. I'm just kind of cleaning off an edge. This side came down a little far, so let's clean that up a little bit. Okay, so that at least cleaned up the edges on the red part. Now, if this doesn't come out as fine as I want, I'm going to abandon this soak fast. Alright, I think it's going to be okay. I'm just going to need to be very, very careful how I do this. And I can see the paint doesn't like coming off the brush when you try to be very, very careful. But this does, actually, I can feel this helping it read. I have so much paint on this brush that I don't want on this brush. Alright, so in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements that need circling around. Alright, we got 2. I'm not counting the first dot in there because that's already okay. Because that's already 100% inside the red. That's a lot of paint on here. Come on, brush. Be good to me. Be good to me. We don't need that. Okay, this is helping it read a lot better though. If I can read it without the glasses on, that's telling me that we're doing something right. Also, if I'm not getting brush coming off the paint, if I'm not getting any brush coming off the paint, then we know we have problems going on too. Let's try painting off the brush. Once again, I'm trying to do this on my own, and I'm also trying to tilt this towards you, but I apologize if it's not 100% cooperating between the two goals. They do not, unfortunately, they do not necessarily go hand in hand sometimes. Okay, we're going to be... Well, this is where we get some of that give and take is going to come in. And we need to break out a little bit more of that gray and kind of touch up some of that, because that got a little beefy. Nope, it says no. It says no, it doesn't want to give up the paint. Let's get this way. Yeah, originally, like I said, I planned on ending the painting things on camera with just the rifle, but being as that turned into a bust, we do have this. Alright, there's going to be a little bit of cleaning up, I think, that effort, but it reads. It definitely reads now as something. And that's kind of what we're going for. And water, water, water. Where are you? Over there. And that's pretty much all I have on the docket for this time. So this is a shorter session, but this is also kind of the important one, because this is the conclusion of the painting part of this. Where's the plastic bag? Okay. So there. You're dried off. Okay. So that was cool. We were what? Half hour in. Half hour in. We have kind of completion. So again, let's actually go and put the head on here if we're going to spin this around. The eyeliner helps. Eyeliner definitely helps. Where's our image? There we go. There's our side Kai. That's what I call it. I call this one side Kai because it's a sidebar in his Kai. So there we have it. Whoop. Once again, we'll do one more little kind of spinny around. You can see all of the ammo stuff is all in there. We have the knife up in there. We have the rarely seen side of the ammo box going on. We don't see scrape marks anymore on the arm, so that's been good. There's a little bit behind the hair on the back. But the scrape marks, we did fix the scrape marks on the arm for the most part. It's very subtle. And then one of the chest plates seems to have stopped being an issue as well. So we did succeed in that. And that said, we need to take you off to get our actual final conclusion. Get in there. Hey, all right. So that's in. We have you. We have you. We can put the hat on. Actually, how does she look? Without the hat on, it looks actually kind of okay. It looks like it's a bun on top of her head, but we do need the hat. And there we go. There's the actual total finished. Drum roll, please. Please. The actual Kai. You can see doing that decal on the back, totally worth it. Changes everything. Oh, that was the other thing you missed last. I did put fingernails on as well. All that I did on that is I took the vanilla color and I just kind of dabbled it on the fingernails. So she has fingernails too. They're there. But otherwise, yep, that is Kai. Let's see, can we get kind of a... And this has been fun. This has been a good one. I said, next time we'll figure something out for the base. And then time after that should just be painted up and it'll be done. And it'll be time to move on to the next project, which is very quickly coming. I've been saying after Thanksgiving. Well, we're getting pretty close to Thanksgiving. So, yeah, about that. And anyway, we're just going to end this here. I'm not going to ramble on any longer. This was fun. And this is the end of the painting process. Enjoy.